Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. After booking their place in the fifth round of the FA Cup on Friday night, focus now switches back to the Premier League for Manchester United. As a result of automatically qualifying for the Europa League last 16, United have the rare luxury of a clear midweek this week, meaning they are not in action again until Sunday, facing Tottenham Hotspur at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Despite recently progressing in the FA Cup and in the Europa League, United's league form has been terrible in recent weeks, highlighted by a run of 5 defeats in their last 8 matches. They were beaten 2-0 by Crystal Palace at Old Trafford in their last league outing. With an extended period of time to prepare for the trip to Spurs on offer this week, head coach Ruben Amorim will be hoping a full week on the training ground will be worth its weight in gold. The players were put through their paces at Carrington on Monday, and below are 5 things that we picked out from the training session, to go straight into the first team. Youngster Aidan Heaven made the bench for Friday night's win over Leicester. He arrived from Arsenal, having made just 1 competitive appearance in senior football, but United have high hopes he can become a first-team regular at Old Trafford. With Lisandro Martinez facing a spell on the sidelines with an ACL injury, United need all the options they can get at centre-back, meaning Heaven's first opportunity might come along sooner than he originally anticipated. Fellow January recruit Patrick Dorgu made his United debut on Friday night, starting and storing 45 minutes under his belt. Much to almost everybody's surprise, the former Lecce man started at right wing back, but Amorim explained his thinking behind the decision post-match. The Dane's next aim will be to build up his minutes and add to the 45 he stored under his belt against Leicester. He trained on Monday and pulled his snood over his mouth and nose to try and adjust to the Manchester temperatures at this time of year. Despite making the bench for each of United's last 4 matches, Victor Lindelof has not featured since he was forced off at half-time in the 4-3 Carabao Cup defeat to Tottenham Hotspur on December 19th. The Swede is likely to leave Old Trafford in the summer amid the fact he is out of contract, but Martinez's injury has left United a man light. After being included in each of the last 4 matchday squads, the Swede's next ambition is to try and get some minutes under his belt. Rasmus Højlund looked deeply frustrated during the win over Leicester, as another goalless game extended his dry spell in front of goal to 14 matches. The Dane has experienced a testing time this season, and you sense he is carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders every time he takes to the field. However, he appeared to in a jovial mood in Monday's training session, donning a grin on his face, suggesting he is remaining relaxed. Everyone is hoping he can end his barren spell as quickly as possible. With the Turkish transfer window still open until Tuesday evening, there is still a chance Casemiro could go before the bell sounds. The Brazilian midfielder has recently been linked with Besiktas amid his recent reduction in opportunities at Old Trafford. Things can change quickly in the closing stages of any transfer window, but his involvement in Monday's training session at Carrington would suggest he is going nowhere. Manchester United head coach Ruben Amorim will enjoy the rare luxury of a clear midweek this week after his side automatically qualified for the last 16 of the Europa League last month. United finished the league phase of the new Europa League format 3rd in the table, meaning they are one of 8 clubs who have automatically progressed to the first knockout round of the competition. Those who finished between 9th and 24th now face a 2-legged playoff tie to try and join United in the last 16, with the first legs of those ties taking place this Thursday evening. The return legs will take place the following Thursday. United went into their concluding league phase fixture against FCSB in Bucharest just under a fortnight ago with the knowledge that a win would be enough to see them through. Second-half goals from Diogo Dalot and Kobbie Mainoo sealed a routine 2-0 win. Amorim wanted to avoid the playoff round at all costs, saying ahead of the 2-1 win over Rangers a week earlier, "We need to win it because it is really important for the classification to try and avoid 2 games in the playoffs to have more time to train, so everything is important in this moment." As a result of winning 5 and drawing 3 of their 8 league phase outings, United can plan for Sunday's Premier League clash with Tottenham Hotspur at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium without the distraction of a midweek assignment. United have experienced something of a fixture marathon since Amorim's first game in charge on November 24th, playing 20 games in just under 11 weeks. The longest period they went without a game during that time was just 7 days. That 7-day period came between United's 2-2 draw with Liverpool at Anfield, which they had 6 days to prepare for since their previous outing, and their FA Cup third-round triumph over Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. United's performances against Liverpool and Arsenal last month rank as the best they have produced under Amorim thus far, meaning it may not be coincidental that they have come on the back of extended periods of time on the Carrington training pitches. Obviously, it always helps when you have time to train and to prepare the games a little bit more, said United captain Bruno Fernandes the day after the victory at Arsenal. It is important. As a result of qualifying for the Europa League last 16 automatically, 9 days will have passed since United's last outing when they arrive at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday afternoon. It will mark the longest gap they have had between matches since the November international break. The Portuguese chief has regularly banged the drum about the importance of getting to spend time on the training pitches at Carrington ever since arriving from Sporting Lisbon 3 months ago. His 3-4-2-1 system has forced United's players to adapt to a completely new way of life. Any transitional period is going to feature setbacks, and United have experienced no shortage of those recently. But getting time on the training ground to continue adapting to the head coach's demands and philosophy should only stand the players in good stead. However, the onus will be on them to prove Amorim right come kick-off time in North London on Sunday afternoon. Once they cross the white line, there is only so much the United head coach can control. United do not have a midweek fixture again until facing Ipswich Town at Old Trafford on February 26th, meaning both this week and next week are clear of a midweek assignment. United face Everton in what will be their very last visit to Goodison Park a week on Saturday, 6 days after the clash with Spurs, meaning they will get more adequate training time next week. United's best performances so far under Amorim have followed a solid number of days' worth of training, meaning it should not be too great a surprise if United turn up in North London and add to Spurs' woes. However, Amorim needs his players to ensure history does repeat itself. Ex-Manchester United starlet Hannibal Mejbri has boldly declared himself superior to the club's rumoured transfer target Chris Rigg. Mejbri was shown the door at Old Trafford by former manager Erik ten Hag after failing to meet expectations at Carrington. The Red Devils initially shelled out around £9.3 million, including add-ons, to snap up the Tunisian international from Monaco in August 2019 one goal. Mejbri was offloaded to Burnley in August 2024. Despite his struggles at United, the 22-year-old has carved out a regular spot for himself at the Clarets, seemingly unaffected by his previous setbacks. He now asserts that he is a more accomplished player than Sunderland's Rigg, who United were reportedly eyeing last year. Rigg, 17, has netted 4 goals this season in 29 matches, with his impressive displays aiding Sunderland's promotion push. The claim emerged as Mejbri participated in a YouTube challenge with the League of 72, where he was instructed not to speak until he heard the name of a current Championship player better than him. The midfielder remained silent throughout the entire challenge, not even batting an eyelid when Rigg's name was mentioned, reports the Manchester Evening News. Mejbri couldn't resist a cheeky quip after his interview, asking, "It's finished?" Then he said, "The pronunciation must be wrong because I did not hear a player that is better than me." He also declared himself superior to former United colleague Daniel James and Sunderland star Joe Bellingham by remaining silent. Rigg's performances this season have reportedly attracted the interest of several top teams, including Real Madrid. Sunderland are hoping to keep hold of their young talent, but are said to value the teen around the £25 million mark. United and Ruben Amorim are confirmed admirers, as divulged by ex-United chief scout Mick Brown late last year. "He's Rigg definitely one they're interested in," Brown said. "He fits the profile of a young player who they can help develop. They've had scouts watching him closely at Sunderland nearly every week this season." Tony Mowbray, who made Rig his professional debut at the age of 15 in January 2023, also discussed his former player at length last year, mentioning just how intense the team can get in training. Chris is doing very well. He's a very robust kid who trains with us every day, the 60-year-old said to the Sunderland Echo. I enjoy watching the careers of the players that I've worked with, and Riggy is one where you are thinking to yourself, where is he going to be when I watch him in 10 years' time and he's 25, 26? In my opinion, undoubtedly at a top team in the Premier League if he keeps working like he does.